Hello everyone. So in this MCQ, you are asked that which of the following options are correct about the header files. So here are the options and these options are something telling about the header file and you have to choose that which of the statements are correctly giving the explanation for the header files. So I'll start the timer and you can pause the video and you can find the answer. So I hope you have found the answer. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. That means inside the header file, we have the declaration of the functions, we have the macros, and we have the definitions of the data types. That means all three things are present. So let's see the option A, why it is incorrect. So option A is saying that header files are must to be included in the C program. That means without the header file, you cannot run your C program. So actually this is incorrect. Why? Because actually it is not compulsory to use header file into your C program. I can make a program in C language and I can compile that also and I can run that also. Let's see how. So here you can see we have written the main function and inside main function I have used one statement only, that is return 0. And I have not written any statement like hash include. I have not included any header file. So let's see, will this program compile or not? So I write GCC and program name is 1.c. So this program is compiled successfully. So now let's run this program and we have got the a.exe as the output file. So let's write /a. So see, I'm not getting any error like runtime error after running this program. That means this is a valid C program. It is not compulsory to include your header file. And why it is not compulsory? Because we want to use the functionality which is present inside those header files. So let's say if I want to use scanf printf function which is stored inside stdio.h. That means the declaration of the printf scanf are present in stdio.h. Then only I will include the stdio.h and at that time it is compulsory to include that header file. So let's say if I write printf and then I just print hello, right? Now in this case, I have to include the stdio.h. So if I run this program, so I can run this program from here also in Visual Studio. So see, so this program is giving me warning. So here you can see it is saying that stdio.h has the declaration of the printf. So you should use that. Although it is giving me the answer as hello, but the correct thing is that we should always include the header file when we need to use them. So if I use hash include stdio.h, so now if I run this program, I will not get any warning. So I got hello. So that's why this option A was incorrect. Now let's see this B option. So B option is saying that header file contains declaration of functions only. That means only the function declarations are present inside header file. So actually beside declaration of the functions, we have the macros and the data type definition also present inside the header file. So let me show you that. So I go inside my C drive. So here we have the min.gw. So inside this min.gw package, we have the include folder. Inside this include folder, let's search stdio.h. So here we have the stdio.h header file. You can see this is a C header file. So I have already opened it. So here you can see I have opened this stdio.h and let's search for the printf function. So let's say I say Control F and printf. So here you can see we have many printf, right? So if I go down, I can see that there are vprintf, sprintf, and there are many other printf also. So here you can see we have the printf also, right? Now in the same way, we can have the scanf function. So we have some vscanf and another version of scanf also. We have this scanf also, right? So these are some of the functions which are present inside this stdio.h. Now we can have the macros also. So let's say if I go to some another line 984, because I know that at 984 there is some macro. So let's go to 984. So here you can see hash defined, then some macro name and then some value is given here. So some macro can also be written here inside the header files, right? Now, if I go in one another header file, I will see that the definition of data type is also present. Not all the data type, but some of the data type which are actually used for the portability issues, they are actually defined in some of the header file. So let's see. So if I go back again here, and if I go to this min.gw again, and I go to this lib header file, gcc, then min.gw, then again. So here inside this include folder, let's search for stddev. So here this is stddev header file, right? So I have already opened this header file. This is the stddev.h. So here if I search for a data type size_t, so here you see there are many size_t. So here we have this has defined size_t. So this data type is actually used for the portability issues. So this is the unsigned integer data type, which is actually telling us the size of the objects. For example, the size of operator inside C language, it actually returns the size of the data type size_t only. So likewise, we can have another data type also, which are actually defined inside the various header files. So some of the data type like int floor, char double, they are actually built in inside the compiler. But some of the data type, they are actually written when the compiler is actually made. So that's why our option number C is the most appropriate option, and this is correct option. So I hope you have understood the solution, and if you like the video, please like and share this video, and if you have any query, please write down into the comment box. So now let's move to the next MCQ.